What is up, everybody? Here we are in game one in this best of five in the grand finals of the Aureil Stormgate circuit. Hold up. It's the grand finals. I'll say it next game. I'll go Google it. But here we are on a map of Aureil's own making. I believe it is called. Hold up. I've got it. It's not Malice Depths. Is this Scarlet Isle? No, it's not Scarlet Isle. Anyway, this is one of the custom maps that Aureil's made. And honestly, it's one of my favorites. I think it's very cool. I love these perfectly symmetrical maps. It's like a mirror. It's not like yin yang mirrored. It's not mirrored across the horizontal. It's mirrored across either the vertical or the horizontal, not the diagonal. Yeah, I just really like that for the mirrored rush distance to Stormgates, to resources, to everything. So yeah, seeing a pretty standard vault first into expand into conclave opener here from msrm. Aureil going for another array here. No third array, which is fine, but this arc ship is getting over here. Built a creation chamber at the bottom of this ramp. And here comes the first Argent. Shoots his own creation chamber, not out of spite, but to generate energy. You know, I wonder if there's I wonder if it would like mess with the build too much to build a power bank, so that you could have a charged up, or a more charged up Argent, I should say, on the way out, just so you have one more thing that's generating energy. Oh. He's going to be pecking away at the... Oh, I like that, actually. Pecking away at the effigy to slow down the... Really slow down the... Whoa. Is he going to be able to kill it, though? Yeah, he will. Oh, that's so annoying. Really slowing down the production time of that shrine is going to be big. The Brute and the two Gaunts are already out, and they do manage to get a little bit of a curse going on, but on the highest HP... Argent there, so it's not like it's going to be in any danger of turning into a phantom when it dies anytime soon anyway. Shrine does finish up at last, and 3 of those imps are going to go straight towards that Luminite. Aureil sitting at 16 power right now. There we go. Now the power bank's going to recharge these Argents. I love it. I think another thing that oh, I'm sure most people are aware. Oh, I love this little wall off too. Very cool. I'm sure most people are aware of it, but something else that I really appreciate about power banks is not just that they're a store for energy, but it's like the additional energy regen that you get for your overall army. So you walk by and it's not like power, how it's just one flat energy regen, but every single unit is generating energy, which debatably maybe that's how power should work as well, but Celestials are getting a rework here when Stormgate comes out of early access on the 5th. So we'll see how that changes. That is a lot of Infernal to be chased away by 4 Argents. I'm surprised I'm surprised they're getting chased away so much. I guess the Brutes just don't want to get kited forever, and they will, and then the Gaunts are just so squishy that they can't stick around to fight. But really, even just landing one of their little discs, one of their bone axes or whatever they're called. No. Excuse me. Would be huge. Yeah, getting curse damage on a lot of Argents at once is a pretty big deal. Oh no, they do manage to get one Gaunt. But yeah, look at all that curse damage that all those Argents are going to be taking. And it looks like msrm is going to walk away with this Stormgate, maybe? Alright. One of the Argents gets turned into a Phantom. Yeah. And now this Stormgate belongs to msrm. Meanwhile, back over at home, we do see a Guardian Nexus has gone down for Aureil. That's 4 creation chambers total. And another Arc Ship, another collection ray going down. What do we have for tech over here for msrm? Roly-poly upgrade's already coming online, but a Blood Tree's already on the way at 5 minutes. It should be finishing up at 5:30, I guess. What do you want a blood tree for, though? Oh, and it gets scanned like right when it pops up. So the blood tree's out. Spriggans. Spriggans are out. Now, are Spriggans just good against... are they just good against Argents because they're light armored and they do bonus to heavy? And they're also, like, really swarmable, so it's not as if a... it's not as if you get a lot of Spriggans and you can just burst the one really powerful thing down. There's just a bunch of them you have to peck away at. Ay. Oh, and they're going for the collection array. Ay. The great back door here. We don't see a strike node that's up. Yeah, like I said, these Spriggans are gonna have to get killed one at a time, but I think they're gonna take out this collection array before they get killed. There it is. Okay. That was a lot of Spriggans to sacrifice, but well worth it for the collection array. The collection arrays are so expensive, and I believe they take a long time to bring back as well. 2 strike nodes were upgraded in the middle of that, or maybe after that. We'll see if another one gets built. Yeah, I'll bet you this Morph Core is going to go build a strike node right now. There we go. Strike node defending a little bit more once again. Will it be able... Are these Spriggans going to be able to go over there and kill that collection array as well? We'll see. That's quite a loss. Okay, they're going to go for it.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
You know, I think these Spriggans being able to hold back a big portion of Aureil's army over here is going to be really annoying. Just because he can't really ever move out against his opponent there. Yeah, look at all this. Look at all this supply that's being tied up by just a handful of Spriggans right now. That's giving msrm all kinds of time, to get another Stormgate, to expand some more. Like, these Spriggans are just so annoying. And this kind of goes back to what I was talking about with some of the submissions for the Frank Algobeo map contest. Is like, having that dead air is just, it can be such a detriment. If your opponent has a bunch of or has some powerful flying units, like, well, what do you really do? You can keep some of your army behind to try and deal with them, but yeah, I don't know what do you really do here. We see an Animancer that's fully charged up and a couple more creation chambers going down, but here comes a bit of a box art army. We've got Gaunts, Brute, is this a Creeping Horror? Yeah, Creeping Horror. Magmadon stomping on forward here. Getting good stun stomps off. Oh no, but this Animancer! Animancer did manage to get off actually some beautiful, a beautiful Dark Prophecy there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah, the Gaunts are all over the production here. There's not quite enough Argents out on the map. I don't know if the Creeping Horror used its ability. Maybe it did. I don't remember. I didn't see it use its ability anyway. But Aureil on the counterattack here is going to see... Oh, that's what happened. The Animancer used the cloak ability. Oh no, and a huge explosion there from that Creeping Horror being taken out. A lot of these Kree have curse applied to them, and I think they all need to go chill underneath of a arc ship for a little bit if they want to get healed up. You know, I'm really surprised neither player has tried to take these and then try to static D up around them. I honestly thought when I initially reviewed this map that it was going to be a race to the double Luminite, and then people would just abuse it, and then whoever held it for the longest just wins. But it looks like that's not the case. So many, a couple power banks going down, just trying to recharge a lot of units that are honestly just so power hungry right now. The Animancer getting fully charged up. Look at that, just a single Argent basically almost drains a power bank. It's quite a bit. The supply difference isn't as big as I thought it would be. msrm was floating quite a bit of Luminite earlier, but he seems to have spent it all. And oh, it was probably on that dragon. Ay. What do you do against a dragon as a Celestial player? I don't know that... I mean, I know Archangels will just get kited to death by these, by the swarm of Spriggans. Yeah, and that dragon's out of position just a little bit. Not able to participate in the very beginning of the fight, but here's the Animancers. Getting targeted down by the dragon and the Spriggans. Yeah, Aureil supply down to 103, 101, down to double digits against msrm's 141.
Dimensional rift detected. A
Will it be
Stormgate
enough?
will activate soon.
Oh, I thought that creep was going to get at least one gaunt on the way out. Another Stormgate on the way. Oh, what is this? What is this ability again? The purple one. It's not the Spriggan upgrade. Is that the Dragon upgrade?
A Stormgate has appeared.
No, but it looks like neither player is going for the Storm. Well, I say neither player is going for the Stormgate, but as I say that, msrm starts heading on over. So this is a level 3 Stormgate, I believe. Yep, there it is. Is this the Blood Tree one? What's this called? Dive Bomb. Oh, it's Dive Bomb, so the Shadow Flyers can attack ground buildings. Now, I don't think the Shadow Flyers themselves will actually do all that much damage to the structures, but that Corrosive Guts debuff, which means that their armor is reduced by like 25, I want to say, per stack of Corrosive Guts. That's going to be huge when taking out structures. Stormgate gets popped. What comes out? A Power Stone. Are we going to see a double avatared dragon? Yes, we will. Man, that's a lot of HP. 2,100 HP on that dragon. That thing's going to be unkillable. A couple of brutes come around to see if there's another collection array over here, and there isn't. But do things get scouted? No, I think those brutes have not been scouted yet. We still see more and more Spriggans being pumped out against Aureil. And you know what? I thought Spriggans were kind of a thing of the past. I thought they just weren't worth the expenditure now, but maybe with the way that I mean, Strike Notes should do great against them, but not that it matters. This dragon's going to be like absolutely obliterating his way through the I mean, everything in the back line here. Will Aureil be able to respond? No, there's no way that he's going to be able to get all the way back there to defend and then not have to worry about another attack. And I think msrm knows it. Will Mr. SM come down here and kill this other power bank? He'll certainly try to. Oh, a lot of these are just trying to target stuff down, but yeah, the Spriggan's not taking that bonus to heavy, as well as the dragon dealing so much damage. How much? Yeah, it's... Is this, yeah, Infectious Ichor, 90 plus 50 against structures, so 140 damage per shot against these, against the Argents, so that's just brutal. It's actually insane. Animancer had a little bit of a lash on it, but it doesn't matter all that much. Dragging down to, like, less than half health now is actually kind of impressive. But I think we're seeing the beginning of the end here. The dragon's kind of a... Oh, Heaven Step right underneath the dragon. Are they going to be able to take it out? No, not quite. Not quite. The dragon's gonna come on over to the wellspring and heal up a little bit. msrm up to 250-ish supply. Melee units are trying to chase down Magmadons as they stomp. I don't know if that's necessarily the wisest choice, but okay. There's the Shadowfall coming on forward. Dragon taking out a blast node there. The two armies are going to finally meet here in the middle. So many Magmadon stomps coming on forward into the thick of the Argents. Getting a lot of good stun stomps down. The huge Curse Breath coming out of the dragon. He's going to have to inhale here pretty soon. Or he should anyway to recover a bunch of that life, but he doesn't. Instead, I think msrm is going to be happy to take out these production structures just to slow to stem the flow of Argents that are coming out. Excuse me. More stomps coming on out of the Magmadons. A couple of Archangels coming out, but I think they don't want to fly over the they don't want to fly next to the Shadow Flyers. But instead they're just gonna get killed by the dragon and the Magmadons at the same time. If they'd stayed in the air, I think they would have gotten a couple more swipes off on the dragon, but they're just being focused down by the Gaunts, the Brutes, the Magmadons, the dragon. And there's the GG. msrm goes up 1-0 in this best of 5. All right, last game of the last series in the tournament, the Aureil Stormgate circuit, season 1, week 6, and we've got all right, so we've got a third array, triple array going down here for Aureil. Meanwhile, over on msrm side of the map, we've got mostly saturated Luminite Mine in the main. That's fine. 10 is where you see the drop off in efficiency anyway, so you want to be saturating something else. Very far forward Vault and Conclave. I don't know if he's anticipating a rush or not. Maybe he just wants to put the choke there just so things are spawning a little bit closer to the front line. This imp, yeah, looks like he's going for a third already. Yep, effigy drops down and 300. There we go. Power bank going down here for Aureil. Yeah, pretty stock standard stuff. All on the map. Dark Spire Station. Such a cool looking doodad. I don't know. I don't think we've seen this. Maybe we did see this in the... I just noticed that there's like the demonic glyphs on the triangles. That's pretty cool. I don't know if we've seen this in the campaign. I want to say that we have once, but I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. All right, moving on back over here. We're going to see 1 array, 2 array, and third array pops out at 235, 234, 235. And it's still constructing. All right. Oh, but it's at full health. It's just not done building yet. Curious. Okay, but the first brute for msrm is going to go across the map there. A bit of a zig, a bit of a zag. So it shows up. Second creation chamber's already done, and yeah, he's going to get a full scout of the third. Now, will he be able to do enough damage? No. Is he going to be able to take out this power bank before anything can pop out? Nope. Yeah, there's the Argent. Argent number 1 pops out. Probably wants to save it for later.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
Okay, the Stormgate's coming out, but what do we have for DPS here? 3 brutes and 4 gaunts total. You know, I actually really like that. The 3 gaunts, or 4 gaunts, 3 brutes, has working out really well. Here's another thing that I don't really pay enough attention to, but like, these aren't really dead trees. It almost looks like coral, like deep sea coral, if it came from hell itself, which is kind of cool. Oh, Argents! They're trying to focus down the gaunts, but we're not seeing another effigy come down, so the gaunts can start doing curse damage. I wouldn't hate to see that though. That curse damage really makes a celestial player like rethink whether or not they want to do whether or not they want to kite. Yeah, like this guy's basically doomed. Yeah, it turns into a phantom. Starts chasing him away a little bit. Stormgate pops out. What surprise are we gonna pick? It's the Stickman. Yay, Stickman! A lot of Stickman this tournament. But yeah, as you can see, it's healing up those gaunts, healing up the brutes. It's a pretty good prize to have. Guardian Nexus is already finished. Roly-poly upgrade for the Kree is finishing up as well. And man, these power banks are doing their absolute best to charge up the Argents before they go out and start making some mischief. But mischief has found them instead. msrm's army is at the gates, and the gaunts are starting to do damage to this arc ship. I think, does he want that arc ship to be taking damage? I'm not so sure. But he can't exactly move. He can't exactly like sally forth onto the into that wall of gaunts that are just going to pick apart all of his Argents. Yeah, decides to activate the surge. Single Creed. Did he get a good connection or not? I couldn't tell. But yeah, this early of an aggression by an Infernal player with the Stickman is pretty brutal. They've already got the Brute got the charge upgrade as well. And you know, I think keeping Aureil stuck behind his chokes is actually kind of a good thing. Aureil might have accidentally choked up a little bit too much, but maybe not. Oh no! See, this is what I mean. I think msrm's over microing his army a little bit. If he puts his Stickman a little bit further forward, or had it a little bit further forward earlier, then it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But as it is, everything is getting surrounded, to include the Hellborn. That's a super expensive unit. Didn't get enough healing done by the Stickman, and yeah, looks like all of msrm's army is going to get cleaned up here shortly. Or will it? Magmadon's going to come on forward. Oh, it's going to start stomping away. Yeah, that's the cue for the Argents to just turn around and leave. Turn 360 degrees and moonwalk out the door. Another effigy pops down. I think that was just to kind of scare Aureil into saying, don't chase me, but chase he will. and keep getting a bunch of pot shots off on this Magmadon. Gaunt's doing their best to make sure that enough curse is inflicted on the units that are chasing that they can turn into a few phantoms, and then become a bit of a problem for the
Dimensional rift detected.
for our Celestial
A
player here.
Stormgate will
But
activate soon.
no, this fighting retreat just isn't working out well for MSRM. He's staying at the 75-ish supply mark while Aureil continues to stream units forward. He's going to continue to push his advantage, and every time the Magmadons stomp forward, he's like, fine, I'll just walk backwards until you run out of stomps. And they, yeah,
A
these...
Stormgate has appeared.
The volleys that are being done to these Magmadons is so expensive for MSRM. Okay, but will Aureil... Okay, oh, Aureil's attacking the attacking this worker line as well as attacking the Stormgate at the same time, kind of putting MSRM to a decision. It's like, okay, do you want to make progress getting the Stormgate, or do you want to go defend your workers? And I love that. I think putting your opponent to a decision in Stormgate or in any RTS is awesome. Okay, we have the teleporting dogs. I always think that any Stormgate unit you get should be... Oh, I love... Oh, teleported them to the back line to make sure that there was, you know, take care of the Hellborn maybe, but still, I think any unit that comes out of a Stormgate, you need to put on a separate hotkey, be it the Power Stones, the Soul Forges, whatever. The Stickmen, they're so valuable that you can't just move them around with the rest of your army. Okay, but no, MSRM just lets Aureil like hang out with all of his warriors right next to the worker line here. The workers do get evacuated-ish, I guess, but the brutes are coming on forward. Oh, the stun stomps are beautiful. Well, they were. You just needed to keep going in the same direction. Okay, the effigies keep on getting taken out as well. Oh, and these poor little imps, they're stuck there not doing a whole lot. I think they could be like maybe mining Therium or something like that just to stay useful, but MSRM's not really low on Therium, not really low on Luminite either. I think he's low on production. I think he just can't make units fast enough to push Aureil away. Down goes the Shrine, and now MSRM's down to 3 bases. Oh no, with the back door here, with the hit squad of Kree taking out this mineral line. Yeah, that's going to be a huge impact to MSRM's economy. Now, he does have 1,100 Luminite, so it's not as bad as it could be, but really, what does MSRM do from here? He can make brutes. Yeah, and the brutes are going to stun the Kree and kind of get them out of there, but there's nothing to stop all these Argents and all these Kree from just slowly filtering in. MSRM is managing to get up into the mid-80s of supply, but Aureil is shooting past him up to 155, and I think we're slowly seeing this Infernal player's hopes go down the drain for this tournament. Beautiful stun stomps, I say that, but these gorgeous stomps come forward and they get so many Argents. If only we had that Stickman here to keep all these brutes alive, but no, the earlier tactics are really paying off now. Yeah, the stun stomps weren't ready to come back out yet. Oh, and another beautiful stomp there. Stuns a whole bunch of Kree on their way out. Getting a couple of great hits, but yeah, now we're seeing production structures start to fall. MSRM's down to almost no Luminite, and that's not because he doesn't have the bases. He doesn't have the workers for it. Elder Shrine is taking some damage, but I don't think it's the Elder Shrine that's going to be... I don't think losing the Elder Shrine is going to be what decides this game. It's losing all the production and having nothing to fight with. MSRM, I think, knows, with 37 supply left, he knows that the game is over. He's not going to quit. Doesn't have it in him. Doesn't have an ounce of quit in him, as they say. The Magmadon's still getting good surface area on the stomps here, but still no GG. I think Aureil has won his own tournament here. He managed to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Okay, Aureil's not going for the Elder Shrine. I think he knows that there's nothing there that's mining, but once he can take out all the workers that are up here, he can start working on the buildings. But GG goes MSRM, and Aureil is going to win the series and the tournament. 3-2 over MSRM. GG's, guys. Aureil, thank you for the maps, thank you for the tournament, and congratulations. Hey everybody, welcome to game number 4. Map number 4 in this best of 5 between Aureil and MSRM. I was trying to cast game number 3, but because the map editor is still in alpha, there's a bit of a version control thing happening here where Temple of the Lost Gate, which is the map that it was played on, Also, that map made by community member Delaris. It's got an update that I had. I've fortunately been able to play the newest update of it, and because I updated to that version, that wiped out the old version of the map, which is what this tournament was played on. So I can't go back and play the replay of that map because I have a new version of the map, and I guess there's no rollback for it, just because the editor is in such an alpha state that yeah, it's simply not possible right now. But that's not a knock on the editor at all. The editor is awesome, and the community has been doing like actually mind-blowing things with the editor. Man, really fast third here out of msrm. He's going for quite the macro. He's making his imp dance, the dance strategy there. There we go. We see the imp disappear into some flame, while the wireframe red shade Elden Ring looking thing pops out of the ground there. Aureil already has his second array up and mining. One prism, no prism, one creation chamber. Yellow power. I almost never see Aureil on yellow power. Ay, ay, ay. But he's at 0 perfectly, so I think he's just not intending to do that. Thank you, Edge Scroll. I don't know why you do that to me. One Argent being really annoying. Get that last shot. There you go. Does manage to get that not the effigy. Yeah, the effigy. He manages to kill off the effigy, trying to slow down the production of the shrine, but it's not like effigies cost an infernal a whole lot. It's just a little bit of command structure energy. So he's able to plop one back down, and the shrine comes up easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Another vault coming online here for msrm. Meanwhile, back at the base, he's got 3 workers on Therium, so he's either wanting to get up to tier 2 sooner than later. Actually, there's no instance where like it's a bad idea to have more Therium. Like, gaunts you go through so many gaunts in a game of Stormgate, and getting the upgrades is really important for Infernals. The charge is super good.
Dimensional rift detected.
Like,
a Stormgate will activate soon.
There's no reason, like, having a little bit of extra Therium is probably a good thing. We don't see much on the map in terms of, yeah, like, this is all of msrm's army to go after a Stormgate. But you know what, I say that, but 3.5 minutes and having this much army supplies, it's respectable, you know. It's enough to take out the Stormgate. It's not as if he's just going to be plinking away at it. Yeah, 4 Argents, is that going to be enough? I'm not so sure. All right, msrm's almost halfway done with taking the Stormgate. I think he can just focus it down. He's going to win. There it is. Now we can start chasing down those Argents before picking up the prize that's inside the ball of candy, and it is a Stickman. All right, you gotta let your units chill if they want to get healed up by the Stickman. No, you gotta just let them chill. Literally, there we go. Well, I guess you can. Yeah, letting the Stickman go to the back line is a good idea. The trouble is that you almost want the Stickman a little bit farther forward, just so it can heal up the Brutes. The Brutes have so much health, which means that as they take more and more damage, the Stickman gets more and more value. And it's harder to one-shot them. It's not, I mean, obviously it's not impossible. It's especially with like Heaven Step and things like that. But no, you don't want your Stickman to get caught out. Okay, there we go. Yeah, like that. See all those Argents focusing down one Brute. There's no way that you can out-heal getting one shot. But slowly, as battles devolve into like, all right, everyone's just kind of moving at everything else, and you're trying to control the army, then I guess the Stickman's a little bit more valuable because things aren't getting one shot so much. But I love those power banks right on the other side of the impassable terrain, just because they can recharge those Argents, which definitely need it. The Argents not being able to recharge energy passively anymore is an interesting change to them. I think it overcomplicates the unit a little bit. Just not being able to generate energy just by existing is kind of tough. Generating energy by attacking stuff is new, and it's kind of unique. But it also seems like a little convoluted. Like the fact that there's a strategy now where if you want to, for the very early game, if you want to get more charge on your Argents, you have to attack your own structures. As long as they're staying on green power, you know that they're going to regenerate. But attacking your own structure to, like, get power seems like something that the devs didn't want. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Little Kree hit squad, rolling. I wonder if they're going to try and do the Droideka thing, come by and assassinate some imps, but they were looking for the for the fifth rather. MSRM does have a fourth out, but let's see, it's going to be a lot of brutes. Do they have? I think they are moving fast enough that they've got the charge upgrade. Yeah. So many stuns coming down here, but that's a lot of Celestial coming on forward. Does he go for the flank? No, he doesn't. He's going to stay on the high ground. He's going to say, okay, you come to me. I'm going to curse everything in existence. And that Magmadon's going to stomp on forward and try to get good connections. But the stomp runs out. And I don't think he's got another Magmadon in his army at the moment. A lot of these Gaunts are running off of Shroud. And the Stickman's doing his best to heal stuff up. But it's falling so far behind those tanky units that it's not really getting good value. No, Stickman, you have to be like right here. Stickman, no. Okay, some of the brutes are getting healed up, but are they getting healed fast enough? There we go. One of those brutes that was taking a lot of damage is getting healed, and it looks like
a Stormgate has appeared.
Most of, if not all of Aureil's army is getting kind of smacked around a little bit here. So what is going to happen? Aureil's down to 86 supply to MSRM's 117. He does have plenty of arrays, though, but will he have the production capacity to keep on pumping out Argents and the units that he needs to take them all out? Oh no, we don't see the historically, like, I don't know, narrower choke that that Aureil prefers. A lot of these Kree aren't doing the bonus damage they'd like to against these heavy units that are the brutes, and they're also taking stuns and yeah, I don't know. Oh, 2 Magmadons out as well. So the more that the Kree surround the Magmadons, the better surface area it is for the Magmadons when they stomp. Do we have the stun stomps out? Yeah, we do. Demon Hoof Tremors is out. These the Kree doing a pretty good job actually of holding those brutes right at this little Battle of Thermopylae gate choke area thing. But yeah, I think there's just going to be too many Gaunts. The Argents can do their best, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. GG says Aureil. MSRM's going to tie up the series 2-2. We're going on to game number 5. Hey guys, Frank here with game number 2 between Aureil and MSRM. MSRM's up 1-0 in this best of 5, and we're on the map Malice Depths. It's a map made by Aureil, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember if this is a remake of a StarCraft 2 map or if this is something that's just coming straight out of the insanity that is Aureil's map-making genius. Love this little random Stormgate Roomba that we've got going on there. But yeah, here's Aureil. He's playing Celestial. Here's MSRM. Mr. SM himself. Or, excuse me, Miss RM. Yeah, Miss RM. All lowercase, by the way. Going for a Vault Conclave Shrine. Nothing new there. We've got a second array coming up online. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. So I did a review of this map a little while ago, just because we've had some submissions into the FAB map contest that's coming up here in about a week, by the way. And yeah, I really like this one. I like how twisty and how many turns there are in it. It's kind of deceptive on the map that it kind of looks like it is not as big as you think, but at the same time the walking distance, the rush distance to certain things is big enough that you have travel time. You need to like plan out when you're getting to stuff. But one of the biggest things that I like about this map is the fact that you can flank stuff. Well, I guess that brute's just gonna eat some of those Argent shots, which is fine. I don't know that this, if you put your arc ship on top of a doodad, is that kind of like the pervert pylon or the pervert pillar from StarCraft 2? No, brute, no. He decides to walk out of the wellspring just to die a little bit quicker. Or maybe that was to get around the Argent so he can get a little bit of a better scout. Yeah, checks that Luminite, doesn't see an array. He's going to check this Luminite, and he is going to see an array. Oh, and Ethereum Purifier. Ooh, sees some of the production and a power bank. No! Why would you run back to that? But I think maybe he just knows. He knows that part of the macro build is just getting the getting that second array up. If it's not a straight out and out Argent Rush, it's going to be at least one more array. So it's kind of a foregone conclusion. Going for a third shrine here, and it's already up and mining.
Dimensional rift
3 imps on it,
detected.
right as that
Stormgate will
first Stormgate
activate
pops
soon.
up. But will either player go for it? I've noticed, and I will admit to being wrong, that I thought a lot more players would be contesting level 1 Stormgates, but sometimes they don't. They don't want to leave their base undefended because in this early-ish
Stormgate has appeared.
game, you don't really have enough units that you can afford to like leave your base. Yeah, case in point. Here's oh, look at him chomping away there. You don't necessarily have enough units to spare to take the Stormgate and defend at the same time, but looks like MSRM was nowhere near the he didn't have nearly enough DPS to go make an issue of it one way or the other. So it looks like Aureil's going to be getting the first Stormgate basically for free. Not a whole lot going on here. Oh, but I say that, and MSRM shows up to his front doorstep. Is going to see the Guardian Nexus coming down. He doesn't throw down an effigy just yet, but I think he should. Having those phantoms available to eat some of the DPS is pretty good. Is this okay? There's a strike node right behind that creation chamber, so we see a little bit of a choke. Not really a choke, but some nice Sim City to kind of close off this arc. To make sure that it's going to be a lot tougher for MSRM to flood in to the back line of Aureil's production. 3 more creation chambers coming online while the Stickman runs forward and is going to provide quite a bit of sustain to these Argents. So I'm of the opinion that it makes sense to me that the Stickman is better when you have a lot of high HP units, which, I mean, these are what, 145, so not exactly tanky, are they? But then again, what in the Celestial Army is super tanky besides the Archangel? So the Stickman's nice to get some sustain. Okay, is it canceled? Yeah, that was a cancel. Tribute Pyre, canceled. Yeah, you're gonna lose it anyway. Might as well get a little bit of resources back. But now with the Stickman and a bunch of Argents, I think MSRM's in a spot of trouble here. Oh boy. Oh, but taking Hellborn fire from the high ground is super rough. One Hellborn goes down. It looks like the brutes are going to be rushing on forward here. Great curses from all the Gaunts here, and a bunch of the Kree are being taken out as well. But it looks like there's just not going to be enough from MSRM. Aureil seems to be wanting to back out though for some reason. I think he could stand and make a fight. Yeah, he's got the Stickman to do all kinds of good heals. As long as the Argents still get one shot. No, you got to keep the Stickman with your main force. Yeah. I don't know how many of those. Yeah, if you. Oh no, but the Spriggans are here. The Spriggans doing really interesting. They do some good anti-heavy damage if there's enough of them. But really, where they shine is in their support role when they slow down the attack speed and the move speed of a unit. Being able to slow down that rate of fire is pretty nuts. And these Celestials don't seem like they need to take all that much of a break. They can just hang out by the Stickman, and while they continue to do damage. I'm surprised these Kree aren't going straight for the worker line. They really should be. They're focusing instead on the Gremlins, which is honestly kind of a waste of time. There we go. Now they're getting into the worker line, but a Magmadon shows up. It's going to stomp on forward. The Stickman's too far back to be able to do any effective heals there. There we go. It's keeping that one hero Kree alive for as long as it possibly can. Kree's starting to micro back. Oh, it's wedging itself into the back there. So many workers getting taken out here by those 2 Kree that are back up here. We're getting actually fantastic damage.
A Stormgate
But
has appeared.
okay, yeah, it looks like the Stickman's gonna go down. Those Kree go down, and this was a pretty good disruption of MSRM's economy. Now, MSRM is on a third base with 10 workers on it now. But yeah, Aureil's gonna get. I don't know. Is he though? Is he going to get that Stormgate for free? We'll find out. One Kree is going to see all these Spriggans going across the map to presumably take out one of the arrays, and there's not much that can be done about it. Like, Aureil, I guess, could have made a strike node to try and shoo away and defend a little bit, but I think he's got enough energy. No, maybe he doesn't. No, maybe he doesn't have enough energy to activate Sovereign's Watch on that. Okay, a 4th going down for MSRM, but we've got the teleporting dogs as well as the Kree here. Oh, you know what? I would have loved to see the teleporting dogs held back in reserve a little bit, so that way Aureil could maybe split the army by attacking into the natural and then having the dogs going into the worker line here up in the main. But it looks like this main is largely undefended. There's almost absolutely nothing guarding it. Yeah, there's a bunch of Magmadons that are just popping out now, but no, the Greater Shrine does get popped. Magmadons, all 3 of them are stomping on forward, but they're not getting good connections. The teleporty dogs are doing their best to get a bunch of damage done, and they do manage to take out every single Magmadon. Down goes the Twilight Spire, and yeah, it looks like Aureil's just camping the production here. There's nothing that can be made without his permission. A lot of imps try to come forward and do a little bit of damage as well, but the Kree are here, the Argents are here, and there's the GG. Aureil's going to take game 2 in this best of 5. GG's, gentlemen.